Hi, this is Reza Ganjavi. I'm giving the first guitar lesson to my friend Rustin, who is a very talented 13-year-old. He's been playing guitar for a little while. I'm going to run through some basics with you, Rustin, okay? So first of all, it's important how you hold the guitar. I'm going to go through the way we play classical guitar, which is you put it on either a thing like this or a footstool which raises your foot. And it's important that it's stable, that it's not wiggling, so you want it to be, and the stability comes from your chest and your arm, the right arm, which kind of embraces the guitar. So you don't want the head to be loose, okay? You know, the guitar has 6 strings, normal guitar, and the names of the strings are E, B, G, D, A, and E. And a little bit of music theory, these are called frets, these metal things, and the distance between 2 frets is half step. And it's important to know your basic theory, like the names of the notes and the number of steps in between them. So today we're going to focus on some technique exercises. So this is a very, very good technique exercise I learned from my dear first teacher, Armik. Okay, you come all the way to the end, to the 12th fret, then you go back. Okay, you go all the way to the end. In general, try to minimize your movements. This is a very important point for every level of guitar player, because we make a lot of moves and it's important that the moves are efficient. If they're not efficient, you injure yourself or you get slowed down. Where you have friction. So try to be conscious of not using muscles that you don't need and to minimize your moves. So for example, a lot of beginners play it like this because they don't have control over those fingers yet. But it's good to pay attention to that. And a thing I learned from Scott Tennant, he uses this concept of energized, whether a finger is energized or not. So I'm playing, it's energized. I'm not playing, it's not energized, but it's still on the note. So you just energize the note which you're playing, and the rest just stay there where possible. You see, the other fingers that are not playing are not making any moves. They're just like minimal movement. You see? And when you go back, same principle. Here you can even prepare your fingers to be on the string, so because you're just lifting. They're on the strings, but they're not energized. Okay? What else? On the right hand, I'm playing I am alternating. You can either do it rest stroke or free stroke. We can talk about this later. Rest stroke is where you your finger lands on the next string. So it's like, you see, the finger lands on the next string. And the free stroke, it doesn't hit anything. It doesn't after hitting the main string. So, and if you're an electric guitar player or steel string or other styles, you can use a pick. The way you hold the pick, you go like that, and then you put the thumb on there, okay? And then you go up and down, alternating always. Slowly, don't play too fast. Speed is a function of perfection. When you get better at something, you can be faster. There is another way of looking at this where some people believe that you should practice a piece in the speed that it was intended. So they're both true, not one is better than the other, but a lot of times people try to rush to play too fast when they don't know something. When you have a problem, a technical problem with a piece, you should slow it down, put it under magnifying glass, isolate the part and create your own exercise out of it, you know. Make a run that is needed for the piece and just play that run slowly. Okay, so next exercise. Are you ready? Almost the same, but we move between the strings. So we go. okay? And you go back down. Alright, that's the second exercise. And you can do that exercise on different frets, right? You can start anywhere to do that. You can go. And the first exercise I gave you, you can also do that on any string. You can go. Or. Right? Clear? Okay, so the second exercise, an alternative to it is. Okay, instead of. Almost the same, not a big deal. The important thing I like is to alternate the right hand. Do all these for now with just two right hand fingers, I and M, and this is A, but we're not using it yet, but you can. Alright, next exercise. So some basics. It's very important that the thumb of the left hand is always behind the middle finger, like that. You don't want to have a situation where thumb falls behind or it's ahead. So you don't want to go like going up and the thumb is back there or this. You always want to have this kind of a movement, okay? And this thumb, you never want it to come up. This is a bad technique. Some rock players play this, like they play the barcode and they use the thumb to hold it like that, but that's bad technique. So you want to always have the thumb in the back, and it's a very important lever here where your hand gets its power from there. Another very important thing is that you don't want to hold up your arm like this, right? You want always your elbow to be dropped. Okay. This lesson cost me around $100, where you learn to use gravity to your advantage. So, and if you notice, if you play like this, if you're holding yourself up and you play like that, you will notice that your hands will get very tired and you can injure yourself. So instead, you want to let the hand go like this, and you use the gravity to help you hold those strings down. You see, gravity is pulling me that way, and I'm using that force of gravity. So very important principle. These are not beginner principles, but I'm giving you all this because now you have a comprehensive set of things to work with. So those 2 or 3 exercises are very important. You can do these even if you're watching TV or something, you know. These really get your hands going in a good way with the coordination to the brain and also physically. So let's see. Do you have any questions before I go on?
No.
Okay. Another important set of exercises are slurs, hammer-ons and pull-offs. So hammer-ons and pull-offs are together called slurs. A hammer-on is this, where you play one note and you don't play the second note and you just land another finger on the next note. So, and the reverse is a pull-off, which is exactly the reverse. You just play it once. One note you play and the next one you play by lifting the same finger. So this is a warm-up exercise which David Russell taught us. You can do this when you first start playing. You do a set of slurs, hammer-ons and pull-offs as follows. Okay, I'll show you these. You can go. And then you switch to the next finger combination. So basically you should think of playing all the finger combinations. 1, 2, and then 1, 3, and then 1, 4, and then 2, 4, and then 3, 4. So I just did 1, 2, now I'm going to do 1, 3. Oh, I'm doing a hammer-on now, but it doesn't matter which way. You do both of them. And then 1, 4 would be 3, 2, and 1, and 4, 3. Okay, so these are pull-offs. And then you can go hammer-ons. Again, all the finger combinations. You can go. I'm playing it fast, but you need to do it slowly first. Okay? And then you can combine these, and you can go combine the slurs, for example. You see? And then again, all finger combinations. And then you can do multiples. You can go. For example. The important thing is when you're doing a pull-off, you want to make sure that the finger which you're pulling into is firm and stable. Otherwise, you will end up bending the string and it won't sound good. And you want to pull into the wood on the left hand. See? I'm pulling into the wood. A hammer-on is easier. Okay? So those are your slurs, very important technically. Some scales are good to do. I'm not a big fan of scales. You can learn scales within pieces. However, I like to do some scales. Like you can do a basic C major scale. Well, actually, this is a very cool one I learned from Angel Romero in a private lesson. It's just the E major scale, very nice form. My right hand nails broke, so I don't have much nails on the right hand, but and then you can combine slurs with these. I learned these from Eric Henderson, who studied with Segovia as a kid. Things like, and Segovia actually hand wrote these for me. Okay, and you can do various variations of these, like for example. So that's some scales. Another basic scale, first scale I learned from Armik was a C major here. Okay. If you want to play with a pick, there's a lot of nice tricks you can do with scales. For example, let's just take that C major scale. Alternating always, then you can combine like 1, 3, 2, 4 like this. You can do that with fingers as well. Okay, let's see. It's good to know some chords. You should know all the main chords. You know, you should know. Let's start with C. That's a C major, C minor, D, D major, D minor, E major, E minor, F, F minor, G, G minor, G7, A major, A minor, and then B and the B minor. And variations like A major, this would be A7, A7, A minor 7, D minor 7. These are very easy. When you learn these chords, you can play along, you know, so you can play songs and sing along with it, you know, which is a lot of fun to do. You can also make your own songs and sing to it. Some chords, we have C major, C minor, D major, D minor, E major, E minor, F, F minor, G, G minor, A minor, A minor 7, A minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, B, B minor, A minor, B flat. You know, once you learn the basic forms, you can just play any chord anywhere, basically. You know, and it's good to know these chords because they're a lot of fun. You can play along with them and you can sing with them. You can play along songs. Like let's take a F minor, for example, and then B flat. can go. Okay, for example, or so let's see, what else can I tell you? So here's another exercise. So basically what I'm doing, going alternating and between two notes on one string and then one note. Doesn't matter which note you do. Here's another good stretching exercise. And then you go one fret at a time back. See, and it gets harder and harder because the distance increases. And you go all the way out and come back, and you can also do it like this. So let's talk about arpeggios, okay? Do you know what arpeggios are?
Yes.
Okay, it's broken chords, like you can go... That's arpeggio, or... By the way, that is Giuliani's 120 Studies. Giuliani was a genius guitar player. He was a friend of Beethoven, lived at the same time, moved to Vienna from southeast Italy, and he wrote a lot of great pieces and some really good exercises. I'll email you his 120 Studies, or you can find it on internet. So there's a whole bunch of combinations around just two chords, and different combinations of right hand, like things like this, or you can things like that. There's 120 of these, imagine. I mean, like if you take 20 of them and practice them, they'll really improve your arpeggios. So on that, this is the one I learned from Santi. It's like it's a speed exercise, really. It's very cool. It goes like this. My nails are unfortunately too short today, but so you go 6, 3, 2, 1, and back. That's the basic. And on the left hand, you go or like that. So and you go one fret up at a time, like. And you can play them really fast. I mean, eventually. So that's a really cool exercise. So let's see what else. Segovia has a bunch of slur exercises, like things like or, and going back is a bit different. One of the really good exercises is to get the pinky and the third finger going, because these are usually your weakest fingers, is to go this exercise. So it's 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. As you can see, 4 is played most often in this exercise, and then 3, and then the other ones which are actually quite strong already. So okay, let's see. Here's a good one I learned from Angel Romero. It's fairly straightforward, but it's really powerful. Okay, you just go one fret at a time, starting with open string. And you can do these on other strings, of course. Okay, a couple of important points is that when you're doing these exercises, like I said, you want to have efficiency and not have fingers move around. So the way you avoid those is to pay attention. First, understand what you're doing. So just look at your fingers. My friend was just doing this, and I told him to just pay attention. Then he started being more efficient. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you want your thumb always to be in the back. Now, this is a very important topic, and it's an advanced topic, but basically the thumb should not be frozen in the back here. It can go up and down with the hand like this. And you can also, the hand can also move like that. So this is something to experiment with. But what you don't want is for the thumb to drop down like this. That's wrong. Okay? Now, in terms of the right hand, this is also a whole world of discussion. But there's different ways of playing it. I like this way, where the way you know how your position is right, you drop your hand down and you just lift it and you put it on the guitar. That's your natural position, and that's what you want, like that. You don't want to like this, or, I mean, it depends. I mean, Segovia plays like this, but I like to do it like this based on numerous lessons with world masters and my own preference. That's the kind of position you want. So you don't want to, now, very important is that it's like playing football. When you kick a ball, you don't use just your ankle. You use the whole leg basically. And you want to use your big muscles, which are these muscles here. So when you're striking a note, the power comes from up here and not from here. This is wrong to do. It's wrong to go, that's wrong. What you want is this. Use the whole finger. So a good exercise is to go like, just play only the left hand. Just exaggerate it. Pull it into the hand until you get a good feel for that. You have nice, strong articulation. All of these require a lot of discussion and work and exercise, and of course we can go through it in our next private lessons to give you a taste for some exercises. So thanks for joining today. I'm going to show this on YouTube, and hopefully some guitarists out there will benefit from it. Until the next lesson, see you. Bye.